Yeah, it started.
Is it done?
Wait, Srini, check if it's.
Why
Or just the.
reconnected? Okay. Fine. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's done, no? I think everything else is done.
It's done, right? What is the WhatsApp problem? What's the name of the channel?
Army quiz को
Yeah, it's going, see?
going.
Fine.
Share on Insta. Share in the freshers finalist group.
Then it's ready, huh? Download this PPT if you can and we'll open it.
But you have to press. Somebody has to speak like there only because all of the voice won't get streamed out.
And the mic is there anyways.
Put it near the mic. No, put it near the mic.
Keep that laptop on that chair. That is streaming.
I don't know. I'm getting
This is
scared,
streaming.
man. This looks so dangerous.
It's fine. This is a tough gaming laptop. This looks damn tough. Yes, a Nitro. No, Nitro is damn tough.
Pass the paper thing. I need it for the bounce and bounce noting.
Okay, I'm sending them in.
Wait. Last 2 minutes.
Bro, it's like 2:45, bro.
Bro, we need to start now.
Start with this only. Come.
Follow him.
Don't forget to change
Where's
slides.
the remote key?
Don't forget to change slides on the streaming.
Wait, do we change slides here? Hello?
On the stream, you change it there.
Somebody will sit over here.
Oh, okay.
And I will take points.
Hello.
You can. I'll take it. I'll change the slides. 1 minute. I'll just.
Wait, Sudarshan, is it visible from the We don't need that. Just for
Make sure things are arranged properly.
Hello.
Just say one in a row. One team in a row will allot teams. Okay, do one thing. All of you just go to the back. You guys can choose your team numbers and come and sit up. We'll call you out again.
Communism first.
Wait, I've seen Saudi. Whoever is coming to host, just ensure that he changes thing here also. Fine.
First round is
You guys come here and just pick a team number, okay? 1 to 8. And I'll see you guys. So, in no particular order, we start with team Tanmay, Umesh. Yeah. Which team number do you guys choose? 1 to 8. 3. 1, 2, 3. Not this one. Yeah. Okay, then Shashank, Shenoy. Behind that. Okay, and then
Hello, God.
Srinivan.
Hello, God.
Huh?
Blessings of God is this person.
No, it's
Yeah, nice dice. Didn't change.
that's because that thing got cancelled. I had to sport early though. Keep sending me calls.
We made a round called Evil Trace. Because it's Evil Trace, we named it Wits. Because it's Evil of Trace. Keep track of score, okay? I'll do a score check between the teams. Just make sure. So, we know the way point goes.
Wait, what?
You will tell we turn on this one. Go to the 1 to 6 and 7. No, 1 to 7 and 8. 7. Nitin Nadega. So we have 1 to 8. Richard Sangya. 8.
Then there's no like cordless mic, huh?
Mangalam, we have to change slides here as well, right? Is this changing this change here?
It's individual. You change there, you have to change here as well.
This is a streaming laptop.
This is the streaming.
One of you sit and do that.
Huh?
Will one of you sit and do that?
No, the mic apparently won't capture the sounds.
No, like one of you.
You
Like,
want to do the streaming work.
oh, yeah, it has
When
to
we
be.
move to the next slide, you want
No,
to
where are the speakers? Where are the speakers?
You're not supposed to talk because when we talk, it's being streamed. That's hearing what we're saying.
Yeah, you guys say.
It's not.
No, if you are hosting, the
Like when
person
we change
can,
it there and this changes,
No,
then
no,
we
if,
change.
if the person who's hosting can only like do both.
You have to keep walking between these two.
No, why?
Oh, yeah,
Someone should sit there and follow like.
That's all. I take points. Right?
Okay,
Give the instructions.
I'll do the starting.
Remember to tell them to take that.
To take what?
To write their own points. Calculate their own points. Like writing.
You guys can keep track of scores. So in case you want to do it for your team, you can keep it so you can tally it later. In case there's a for written out, if you use the sheet, it's going to have a sheet. So you can use this for tallying your scores.
You just do it. For now. Just for later, Mangalam will take over.
Wait, is it streaming now?
We start now?
Wait, is it streaming?
Yeah, it's not. It is streaming now.
It's for the odd.
But I don't need a mic.
You don't need a mic for that.
Is it streaming?
This is the mic, no?
No, you don't need the mic. Everyone can.
Yeah.
I know, but you need the mic for this.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
We'll start, huh?
Let's quiet down. Start.
AC
There is
does
no-
not work. AC
Doesn't work. It's our video, what to do.
I know you guys have high expectations, but this.
Okay, so hello guys, welcome to Freshers Quiz 23, the finals. And so congratulations to all of you guys who made here. Good job. So how many of you here are new to quizzing, like new to college quizzing as such? So for you guys, I've prepared few extra slides. I'm pretty sure everyone else knows how this works. So like as it says, just you have like a lot of time. It's not like your internals or CIs or anything. You can just chill and relax. One question will be there for at least 1-2 minutes. You can sit and relax. There'll be some random puns in the question. That can be anything. Like sit and relax. You have all day. You can crack it. Okay, we have 10 till 4:45. It's like that's different. And like so we have something called bouncing. Okay, so suppose I ask a question to your team, but your team doesn't get it. Then it moves on to the next team. That's called a bounce. Okay, we'll say bouncing to team 2. You'll keep hearing the terminology often. That it just means it goes to the next team. They don't get it, it goes to the next team, and so on. And then there's something called bouncing. So suppose you know the answer, but it's somebody else's direct question. You are allowed to bounce for it. You're allowed to go for it. But you write your answer on a piece of paper and you show it to one of us. And if your answer is correct, you get points. But like you got to be careful with your bounce.
In the bounce, the next question goes to next team.
Yeah, that is fine.
That you do not tell that.
Yeah, like so after after bounces, like the next question goes to the next team. Like so after the question's over, the next question bounces to the next team who had finished it. So if team 5 got the answer right, the next question goes to team 6, like that. So be careful what your bounces, because if you bounce wrong, you get -5. Okay, so if you're absolutely sure that you want to interrupt and get points, you can get +10 on it. It's like a risk. Otherwise, you have to wait for the bounce to come to you and then you answer it. Yeah, go on. And yeah, so if there are any other extra rounds, you'll get the instructions as and when they come. And go on. And for any final discussions or any problems, like the quizmaster's decision is always final. So if there's any
No arguments, please.
Yeah, no arguments. Maintain peace.
You can share opinions, but don't argue.
So, just one last one. In case you ever see put funda, it just means explain why we're asking for what is it we want you to talk about, explain why it is. And you'll see this often, like you give a question, blah blah blah, and say put funda. So it's like say, okay, yeah, okay, it's okay, you'll get it as when we go on. And like you saw the rest. Okay, so moving on, we'll start with the first round. Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Mangalam. So I'll be hosting the first round, that's the Dries. So the Dries has this rule. So there'll be 8 questions and we're going clockwise, plus 10 for direct bounce. So whoever question it goes to, suppose it's team 1's question. So team 1 will get a plus 10 if they get it correct and 0 if they get it wrong. Whoever pounces it will get a plus 10 on pounce and minus 5 if they have pounced it wrong. And the other general instructions, so no smoking, otherwise you'll be looking like Mukesh, and no drinking, no googling especially, and other spying for RVU as well. So no chat GPT as well.
Okay.
So the first question, in 1967,
Team one.
so whoever is pouncing, please raise your hands. We will keep the pounce open once the question is finished.
Who's team 1?
This is team 1, man.
Direct to team 1.
So this is direct to team 1, and the question is, in 1967, an Anglo-Indian gentleman of Irish descent organized the very first event at Parish Hall, the Christian King Church in Calcutta, in presence of some 40 odd people. This event is the first of its kind in India, and the legacy was then carried out by his son. And he's now a prominent MP in TMC. He is very famous for a lot of controversies for getting anti-BJP stuff. And X has also hosted a show which used to previously air on TV, like X's son. So that should give you the shape.
What is this?
So who are the teams that are pouncing? The pounce is open now. For
Okay. Team 7.
any other team which is interested in pouncing? Only team 5.
What's the pounce?
Any other team which is pouncing?
Anyone wants hints?
Anyone wants hints? Anyone blocking hints for anything?
Yeah, one team pounds, no, it's fine. One team pounds.
One team pounds.
That's all.
You guys are not pouncing.
So we are closing the pounce. Team 1. What's the answer?
Your turn. You don't get any negatives, you're free to guess.
Just say anything.
Just say whatever you want. Okay. Guess the answer,
Okay.
We don't want extra son, we're asking extra.
What do you think about part 2? There are 2 parts, right? Who was X and?
What was in the parish that happened?
What happened?
You got the first part. Okay, fine.
Just remember, be very specific with X.
I want a very specific answer. We don't want.
Like if I want RVC, I want mechanical department of RVC.
Don't say obviously.
Doesn't make any sense. Don't listen to me.
Okay, team 1, give an answer first.
Okay, bounce.
Bounces to team 2.
Team 2. Team 2, your guess. Your direct on this.
Say anything you want if you don't know the answer.
Ramesh Kumar.
Okay, team
And
2.
what for the second one?
This is Derek O'Brien father, and what happened in Paris Hall is a quiz.
Okay, so bouncing to the next one.
Yeah, so X is Derek O'Brien, and then what happened is.
Wait, did you guys bounce?
No, he did not.
No, team 5 is pounced.
Only team 5.
Yeah, okay.
So it is Derek O'Brien, and first happened is the Bonvita quiz. Like,
Okay,
To
next.
bounce. They bounce.
They bounce. Team 6, right?
Team 6.
Team 6 are direct. Come on, make a guess.
and then just announce like if you're bouncing, you need to get both the parts correct. Just tell them that.
Okay, team 7. You can guess anything. Don't get any.
The event takes 9 packs.
Okay, anyone in the audience?
So many people.
Okay, change.
Okay, I've not seen this before, so
Okay.
it's the first quiz and Derek or Price Daddy, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part points to
4.
3.
3.
Yeah, sorry.
3.
And then full point to power.
Okay, full points on points.
Oh, yeah.
Team 5 gets full and team 3 gets parts. So 5.
Team what?
Huh?
Team which team is what?
Team 3 gets parts. They said Derek O'Brien's daddy, and then
No, you said quiz, right?
you said Derek O'Brien. You didn't say
You said only Derek O'Brien.
They said that they organized the first open
They said quiz.
quiz. That's it. I'm not giving points for Derek O'Brien. Yeah. No points for Derek O'Brien. For quiz, they got the points. Okay. And no points. Who said daddy?
That's Sheeny Kitson.
No points for daddy.
Are you giving parts to them?
No. I said that I want a very specific answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you guys noted, right?
Did we get 5 or
You get plus 5.
for which part?
Okay,
So we're done with the second, right?
yeah, the settle, right? Guys, go on. Quick.
Okay, so going to the next question. So 1967,
Direct to
team 2, and
because no one got it.
and then pounds only to all the points. So the next shown here are the lyrics of the song. So these are the lyrics, and this plays at the background of a very popular movie. So I want you to find out what's the name of this movie and what character it is.
Reference into.
What is the reference which is being used here?
No, read the full thing.
Everyone can see the lyrics now.
Everyone can see the
Is the lyrics visible? We'll shift to the lyrics as well.
There's another picture in bigger font if you want that. So basically, so if the reason I came back to this slide is because you can parallel it between the text and the lyrics given here. So throughout, the song plays in the start of a very popular movie as they mentioned, and throughout they say that the given lyrics of the song perfectly parallel with the whole movie and the whole incidents that follow in the movie, referencing to one of the main character's story arc, and because they asked him to help him from the events that caused the gloom that they mentioned in the song, like take us out of this gloom, right? So sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy, and all that. So few words in the song even indirectly reference the climatic parts of the movie. So we want you to identify both the movie and the character they're referencing to. And if you're bouncing, you have to give both parts.
Okay, pounds is open. Teams which are pouncing currently.
Team 2 is your direct.
Team 2 is direct. Team other teams.
No bouncing. Okay, give some hints.
Anyone who hints?
Anyone want to join?
Hints? Anyone?
Or anyone blocking you?
Don't ask them first. Just focus on the lyrics.
Focus
Read
on
it
the
properly.
lyrics
Focus on the important parts. of the
and
lyrics.
some key words in the lyrics. Focus on that.
And I'd say it's a recent movie.
Very recent movie.
Not very recent.
Not very recent.
Sulfur recent.
Recent should be.
It's not the same era as the song. That's what you need.
Team 2.
Team 2 your direct. Okay, so and no one's bouncing. We're closing bounce in 5.
Closing bounces in 5,
Okay.
4.
Okay,
Bounce in
note
one.
that bounce. Quick. If you're bouncing, we need both parts. You can't do parts.
And close palms.
With the last question.
Let them finish.
Okay,
Anyone else who's bouncing now?
we're going to take the last bounce now. If anyone's bouncing.
This is the last call for the bounce.
Mangalam, make it fast. Dude, faster.
Let them finish. Let them ride over there.
They have closed the palms. They are the last thing to bounce.
Guys, team two, direct.
Guys, bounce fast.
Bounce is closed, anyways.
Yeah, it's closed. Yeah, but they found before that. Get around the counter.
Team two, what's the answer for this? What do you think? Passing it on.
Wait, you take a guess, but there's no negative. Don't be so scared.
It's okay if you want to pass, you can pass it also.
Okay,
Team three.
Don't waste time. Pass.
You're passing to team 4.
No. Team five.
I'm saying no, just pass.
Team six.
The movie is Rocketman. Characters Elton John.
No. Team seven.
I'm saying no, just passing.
It is passing. Team eight. Nothing.
Okay,
So we have
team 1's pounced, right?
team one pounds.
Did they get it right? Okay, fine. So, okay, so the answer was because
So we told you the focus on the lyrics. So the lyrics had one word called snappy.
so the whole
That's the snap.
and the point is he was supposed to take them out of the gloom that caused Infinity War. And by doing so, breaks on tears and he dies and all that.
So pushing to three.
Who's there?
Who's what are the points?
Next to team 1.
In the early
Who's
40s,
direct?
this is team three's direct.
Who's there?
Three's direct. In the early 40s, Reuben Rossing, a Swiss industrialist, began developing a type of dairy package that would compete with loose milk. Using a paper tube as the base, they came up with a concept to make specific shape packaging for milk similar to the shape of their current company logo. X, however, initially very differently designed to match what the name stood for, though currently consumables packaged using X to look much different than it. So I want you to identify what is X in this. Pounds. Team 4 pounds. Any other pounces? We are opening pounds closes another 10. No one else pouncing. So we're closing pounds in another 4. Pounds closes. So die to team 3. Yes. Points for that. Team 4. Team 3 and 4. Okay. Team 4 is direct. No? Change that. So this is team 4's direct question. So the image of there's a particular street. We're going to show you the image of the street. You have to identify the location of the street over here. So show the image of the street, please.
You don't want to know.
Put Honda.
So we wanted to put the funda as where this street actually comes or what is the purpose.
We want to read it if you don't want the street.
So the road has many cases of being threatened, closed, shut down due to squabbling and regarding specific some legal issues. And this is in the Derby Line town, but it usually does not affect any legal issue, especially when the citizens of US are in building or other zones which aren't open areas or roads. where the law won't be broken as it does not show any such explicit reason for trying to break. However, this street poses a bigger threat in the same legal regard as it is in an open area and roadways, hence put funda. So we wanted this the funda for this.
Can you show the image?
Show the image.
Yeah, they want the text like go back.
George
Text line.
text line.
Yeah, I need to concentrate on the image. Should I show the image again?
We close pounds in
Pounce is closed, I guess. Pounce is closed. Only one team. Only one team is pounced.
No one is pouncing, right?
Team. Are you guys ready with the answer?
Okay, so it comes at the border of US and Canada, and hence you can commit a crime and it won't come under any jurisdiction.
Points. We are going back.
So it's not Camusa Street, it's Can USA Street, okay.
Okay.
So crossing it means like crossing the border illegally. That was the fun.
Good job for you.
Joshi.
Did 5 right?
Points.
Points to 5?
Okay, moving on.
So the next is Team 5's direct pushing to the next one. So the weird Al Yankovic made a parody song of X, which was popular in 1984, which in fact reached number 1 in Australia and outranked the original song itself, which ranked number 3 on their charts. Name the very. So we have to find the name of the song. We have the pictures of the song. George. Image of this. Yeah. So we want what is the name of the song?
Do you want the pun?
Yeah, we want the.
Original song or the pun?
No,
We want the pun
We
name.
want his word.
We want Weird Al's song.
Okay.
Team 7. Any other team which is pouncing on this?
You know, also the text slide.
The
Text
text.
won't help.
The text doesn't help much. The pictures are a better indication of it.
We are supposed to give the pun, right? The Weird Al song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want the.
We're pouncing. No, they're pouncing.
Team 6 is pouncing.
They're pouncing.
Any other team? We're closing pounce in 5. Pounce is closed. Team 5.
Okay.
Team 5. No, pounce is closed anyways.
Yeah, what?
What did you say? Speak out. Okay, bounce.
Bounces off to Team 6.
So team 6 pounds, right?
Team 6.
Bounce
Yes,
is
team.
close, bounce is close.
Team 8. Okay, you're passing up for Team 1 then. Team 2. Team 3. Team 4.
Just eat it.
Points. It's heated, right?
What did you guys say?
Eat it.
They said heated.
They said heat or heat? Eat. They told heat.
Okay.
Four got it correct.
So we wanted eat it, not eat it. So.
Yeah, these people get points and these will get minus 5. Okay,
Five,
who got
6
what?
point.
Team 6 plus 10, team 7 minus 5, and then team. Okay, teams that are discussing among the members, please discuss softly so that the other team doesn't get advantage of it. Pushing to the next. So the phrase dash dash. So
Team 5. Team 5. Team 5. Team 5.
team 6.
Team 5.
Team 6. So the phrase dash dash, here the numbers indicate the number of letters that are in the blanks, is a declaration used when trying to describe a taste of an unusual food, generally non-vegetarian. It involves a comparison of an unusual with the most usual meat. This expression is often used and has become a cliche. As a result, the phrase is also used to provide incongruous humor by used to describe situations of no real relevance. So the image is the next slide. Image. So the blanked out part here is the thing. Anyone going back to the text? Any team that is bouncing?
It's team 5.
Team 5 or 6 is direct?
6 is question.
It's team 6 there. 6 question 6 there.
We're not following that order.
They answered it.
So we're not following that. We're not. Yeah, we're following the other. The already team number is question number.
Teams that are bouncing. What are it? Team 6 there.
The bouncer. Team 2 is bouncing.
Team 2 is bounced. Bounce closes. Team 6. Any guesses? Team 6. Team 7. Team 8. Bounced, okay. Nobody told. Team 1.
So, like, is the third word chicken?
Can't say that. You can't say that.
We'll go
Give the whole
to.
phrase. Don't just.
We need the whole phrase. We won't give it for that. Team 2. Okay, team 2 pounds, yeah. Team 3. Points. 19th century, Bachach envisioned the club as a parody on the debate whether Bible should be annotated.
Yeah. So, like the Catholic Bible has it, but some Bibles don't.
Teams that are bouncing.
Tell them to focus on the second paragraph. And
Let the bounce. Let's see who bounce.
Which team side is this?
Team 7. Any other team are closing pounds?
Give the rough idea.
Pounds closes in 5 more seconds. Any other team that is bouncing?
7.
Team 7 is direct.
Can I answer?
And is the pounds finished? No one's bouncing, right? So team 7. No, like now, right? So team 7.
Is it dash like?
So we go to team 8. What is. No, you have to speak. You have not bounced the answer, right?
No, like you wrote it down. Okay, then just go see.
Okay, let him see.
The seller will read it.
Team 1. Oh, they also did.
You guys found? Then you can read out the answer.
It's like the dy by dx which is written at y dot and y dash.
Points. So guys, one thing, if you unless you haven't pounced, please don't write anything on the paper. Only when you have pounced, write it. The guys will come and check.
You can use the paper to discuss and all.
-5 to team 4. So pushing to the last question.
-5 to team 4, +10 to team 1.
So pushing to the last question. This is team 8's direct. X is a series of communication satellites launched by AT&T in 1960 and still continues to this day. The image of the satellites is the next slide. The design of these satellites was the inspiration of art by an artist, Egil Nielsen, who named it X. The design would go on to become a standard description of the blanks. Blanks are not indicative of the thing. The first of the design the first of the design made by Egil Nielsen for the blanks. Okay, in 1968. Further versions of this would be released in other tournaments. The most recent version of this was released in Russia by Lionel Messi in 2017 ahead of a major sporting event that was supposed to be held. So this is image of the satellite. Go to the text. It's team 8's direct.
If you know the answer, just bounce, bro.
Bounce is open, so image. Teams that are bouncing. Anyone? Bounce closes another 5, so bounce is closed. Team 8. Okay, passes to team 1 because team 8, do you have an answer then? Guys, you can just guess it because you won't lose marks for this one. So you won't get the points. Passes to team 1.
We think it's a Sputnik satellite in the spherical.
Team 2. Team 3. Team 4.
Is it Buckminster 18?
Team 5.
Good guess, good.
Team 6. Team 7. Okay, so the answer for this is Telstar.
Telstar blanks. It's a
So the series of satellites were called Telstars, and the Egil Nielsen then took inspiration from the Telstar satellite and named the balls Telstar. The recent version is Telstar 18, which was then released in 2018 FIFA. So we mentioned 2017, that was pretty clear, like the most recent sports event in Russia. And Lionel Messi was there. So it's round 2.
Nobody got points.
Yeah, you want us to announce the points. So
Team 1 has 5 points. Team 1 has 5 points. Team 2 has 10 points. Team 3 has 25 points. Team 4 has 25 points. Team 5 has 30 points. Team 6 has 10 points. Team 7 has minus 5 points. And Team 8 has 10 points.
Okay guys, so now we'll start off with round 2, which is the written round. So you just have to write down the answers in your sheet, and then after all the questions are done, we're gonna exchange sheets and check with them. So yeah, next.
Anyone needs another sheet?
Anyone needs an extra sheet before we move on?
So number your questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, start. So in the late 1950s, when the company X switched from propeller to jet airlines, it started afresh with a number Y. At the time, swept wings were innovative. They tilt backward towards the plane's fuselage rather than a 90-degree, which was used pretty much throughout the World Wars, the same design. And this modified it slightly with swept wings. So according to the legend, the plane's wings angles inspired the moniker Y. And this was a misleading sign though, because the wing was only tilted 35 degrees instead of what Y was originally intended to. So give what XY is, ID X and Y. So we want the number Y and then what X is. So you can write it down also, you can start writing it down.
We wait for 15 seconds or 10 seconds. Or we do a rule back. Yeah, 10 seconds. Yeah. Count.
So can I move to the next question?
Fine.
So any hints? Do you want any hints or something? Anyone blocking anything? So like think of a company which there's actually a pun in the question also, and think of companies which were revolutionizing air travel or something like that, and something new which popped up in the 1950s after World War, a new design. And also there is something to do with 35 degrees and which is misleading. So think about something else also.
Yeah, you get part.
Yeah, so X is 5,
Y is 5. So I guess X, if you get X, there is no doubt you won't get Y. So they are both pretty much correlated. So yeah, moving on to the next question. So the following contains a non-exhaustive list of names in different languages following a particular trend that was intended throughout. So ID the connect and the trend which it follows. So you have this list of names, and then it's not exactly an exhaustive list. That means there are multiple other things also in the list which are not included. So you can go through, you can see the list and you'll get the idea.
So you get 5 points for connect and 5 for the trend.
Yeah. So it's related to something pretty popular and all of you would have heard about it. So just think in that direction. So yeah, we'll move in 5.
Anyone wants to ask for this?
Anyone blocking hints? So it's related to something pretty popular. It's a series and all of you would have heard about it. So that's all we can tell you. Like look at the names, think about something. That's it. So moving on.
Like the first two.
Yeah. Just concentrate on the first one, which is the most important one. Based on that you can get it. So yeah, moving next one.
So it's a popular show, right?
No. This is more.
Yeah. You,
It's a popular
it's
show.
nothing. We won't comment on all that stuff. We just told it's popular series or whatever you want. You can think about it.
It's a popular series. It's a franchise, yeah.
Next one.
Next one. So this image shows the ad of a weekly newspaper which was started in England by this person called James Wilson. So James Wilson was interestingly also a part of the advisory committee to the Viceroy in India. So he was one of the pioneers of the first something in the history of Indian politics. So we wanted to identify what this ad is, the a weekly newspaper which the ad is showing us, and what did James Wilson exactly do in Indian politics. So like you focus on the font, the color of the newspaper, and you can get the thing. And if you get the weekly newspaper, it's directly linked to what he would have done. It's related to his field. Anyone else blocking any other hints?
Yeah. So, no, after this it's my. No, after that you have this one.
So we'll push to the next question. This is pretty obvious. You can like see the font and color and then guess it. So yeah, moving on to the next one. So this is the SpaceX Starship SN10 prototype. So just focus on the design of it. So when this interviewer asked Elon Musk about this, you literally told your engineers to make the Starship dash because of the movie Dash. So Musk replied, "Yep," and they all know it, and it's not like they're unaware of it. I thought it would be funny, so we did it. So we wanted to fill in the blanks. So focus on the design over here and like which movie would you reference it, certain terminologies, etc. So you can get it. So you can guess, even if you guess one blank, you get +5.
Yeah, the movie
And if you guess the first blank, probably you will get to the second blank. It's not that difficult if you get the first blank. Just focus on the design for it. Just look at the image carefully. The answer is hidden in the image. So yeah, pushing to the next question. So Al Hitimi, the director of communication and public relations in the University of Dash, recently announced that the hotel room of some famous person X would remain untouched and would be accessible to guests only, and local residents would not be allowed. So X's possessions will serve as a legacy for kids and future generations, and serve as a reminder of tremendous accomplishments he made and his very successful campaign throughout his lifetime. So his recent accomplishments were so dear to him, as he had once said he'd surrender or trade all his existing ones just for succeeding at least one time in the above mentioned deed. So like look at something which happened recently, and then a famous person who has a legacy of his own. All those are keywords in this thing. And think of someone who would have stayed in a hotel and why it would become, and it's related to recent events. So yeah, focus on legacy for kids and as a tourist destination. Yeah. Hmm? So yeah, even the name of the person is also a hint, and we have.
We need to ID only X, right?
We only IDX. We don't need you to fill in the blanks.
That doesn't give you an extra.
Yeah.
Fine. Next question. So in 1915, this person of England bought X as a gift for his wife. But then his wife hated it because she had sent him to buy curtains at an auction, whereas he ended up buying something obscure and ridiculous in display. So 3 years later, he gave it to he gave it back to the government on the condition that the entrance fee would never cost more than a shilling and locals could have free access. So, recognizing this generosity, the PM of Britain gave him the title the first Baronet of X. So, X is basically a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1986, and it's one of the largest and it is one of the most visited UNESCO World Heritage Sites across the world. So, in this, the name of the person will not help you much, but then, yeah, the UNESCO World Heritage Site in Britain. I'm not giving any hint, I've just reiterated. UNESCO, focus on UNESCO World Heritage Site in Britain and the most visited part, so you'll get it.
What is that written that was not taken from me?
So yeah, pushing to the next question. No, next. So everyone's favorite. So this thing represents a vault, and it has in somewhere located somewhere in Norway. So you just have to ID what the vault is called, and the people who couldn't get it, here are a few tweets. Next slide. Here are a few tweets, and then you can directly get it.
Okay, Ravi, happy.
Be happy if you can want it. So yeah, for the people who didn't get it, focus on the first tweet, the first line, and probably you'll get it after that. It's a very popular brand, and there's no chance you wouldn't have had it. Text one. So yeah, we'll push to the next question.
The final question.
So that's the final question of the round. So Piper's Crisps is a famous British manufacturing company known for their fine quality of potato chips made using ingredients from across the world and tributing that region for that ingredient. Based on the color scheme, identify what flavor they would have chosen for the black version. It's blanked out over there. So ID the location and the flavor.
We do a quick rundown and then go in the reverse direction.
We'll do it, yeah. So you just look at the different flavors, the region. So and then based on that, connect what this thing could be. You guys can come forward and have a look if you want to.
Just tell us.
Oh, and he's only that particular one.
Do we need to identify the place?
Only the place, right?
I need a place and
Place and the flavor.
If you know the place, only the place.
Yeah, if you know the place, you'll get the flavor.
If we know the place, we get
Yeah. Because the region are known for those flavors. So think along that lines. Yeah. So we'll do a rerun in the reverse direction from 8 to 1 for any one of you who has missed out. So this is question number 7, and I don't think we need to spend much time over here. So moving back to question number 6, and this is also, and just think along the lines of UNESCO World Heritage Site in Great Britain, and that stuff. We'll get to the answer. And question 5. So over here, focus on legacy, excess possessions, and something which happened pretty recently, like related to some recent events. So question number 4, focus mainly on the design, and if you think and just look at how the design looks, based on that you can get to the movie, because yeah, both are pretty popular and there is no chance you wouldn't have heard about the movie. And question number 3, if no one is objecting for any hints, then
One is enough, one is enough.
so bro,
One is enough.
I'll tell them like, it happened something
Yeah, give them. What? That's the answer.
So yeah, because we have only one block, so like the timeline is around 1890s, and then I asked you to focus on the layout of the ad. Look at the color coding. There is no chance you guys wouldn't have seen it somewhere on Google or while browsing through news or something. And it's pretty popular or one of the most respected newspapers in that particular field. And if you don't get it even then the last hint I can give you is related to something that happened recently in India. Come on.
Next round.
Question number two. So question number two, like just give me. I want what is this thing, and also identify the trend which it is showcasing.
If anyone gets an Indian thing, it's on them.
And yeah, if you guess something Indian in this, then it's totally wrong. So it's not something related to India or whatever. And then focus on the first one and the second one. It's from a popular franchise. So pushing. So question number one, I asked you to again think about something which revolutionized air travel in its early stages, and the timeline is 1950s post World War, and then like also focus on like 35 degrees and what number it could have been. Like there are very few airliners which exist in the world, so just think along those lines and think about one of the earliest jet airliners you can think of. So can't give you more hints than that.
Give them 10 seconds.
Okay, give you 10 more seconds.
So we'll give you 10 more seconds to go through your answers and then we'll exchange sheets and
Number your questions properly.
no, we need exchange sheets.
I'll just go there.
Yeah,
We'll do another one now.
Like don't worry about spelling, so that's why I said
yeah, please don't worry about spellings. Even if you write something relevant, it's fine.
Yeah, like if you want more grammar.
Like you said, grammar is okay, so don't worry about it.
So yeah, we'll
Exchange
Exchange your sheets with your other side.
exchange your sheets.
Like you may switch with
one with two.
Like just exchange 1 with 2, 3 with 4, 5 with 6 and 7 with 8. Just exchange your sheets.
It's too late.
It's too late. We are running short on time. We need to complete it fast. So please do it quickly. Guys, you guys exchanged team 1 and 2. 7 and 8
7 and 8.
exchanged. Huh? I'll do it quickly.
Just go to
No, you just go to team one and then you go to question one and just say
spit the answers. Keep spitting and getting be sure.
Yeah, go to question number 1 and then.
Did you guys exchange?
Did you guys exchange? Everyone exchanged, right? Do it fast. Team 8, you're out of time. Sorry.
Okay, everyone exchange.
5 and 6, done. Okay. So yeah, we'll quickly do the run through of answers.
Shout out the answers.
So question number 1. So X is Boeing and then Y is?
Why is? 707.
So it's Boeing 707 and the reason is,
That's a fun.
so listen to the pun, it's pretty interesting. So it cost of 45 is 0.707. So it was originally intended to be,
Sign
cost side both are the same, 45 degrees.
misleading sign.
So but then it was originally intended to be 45 degrees but then they modeled it to 35 degrees. So that's why it got the 707 name.
So you get 5 for X and 5 for Y.
Y is 707, Boeing 707. So yeah, question number 2.
Is it Djokovic and Djokovic, the pronunciation of a tennis player?
Thompson and Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Thompson and Thompson, we'll get to that. And then what's the trend?
We talk about fun. Anyone guess volleyball is just asking.
Different languages?
It's the fact that all their names are always intended to be misnomers.
Yeah, like Thompson and they add P to it to make Thompson.
Yeah, that's the trend. The trend is that they're always misnomers. That's why all their names are also misnomer names.
So question number 3.
Economic Times, like first finance minister.
No, it's not the Economic Times.
It's The Economist. It's not the Economic Times. Economic Times is owned by the Times Group, and the Economist is a different one.
Is it first finance minister?
No, he's not the first finance minister, but he presented the first union budget. So I asked you to look at something which happened recently. So question number 4 and
Pointy and dictator.
yeah, we'll wait for that. And question number 5. Anyone? Question number 5. Yeah, it's Messi. Question number 6. Stonehenge, the Stonehenge. Oh, it's the Oreo wall. Question number 8.
Is it Dundee March and that sand and salt?
Yes, but
Good guess. Appreciate the guess, but it's
But like the logic is it's like one region's name and a flavor associated with the region.
So it's Karnataka black pepper.
Yeah.
it's Karnataka black pepper.
So
Yeah, just show the answers.
Oreo is 5.
Everyone will add points and correct. Just confirm your answers.
So guys, just look at the answers once again and then make sure you give points properly to each team.
So each answer is 5.
Each answer is 5.
no, like X is 5, Y is 5.
Y is 5. Thompson and Thompson is 5, and the intent of it being misspelled is 5.
For the dictator movie, we wrote no, and we wrote no, we wrote what did we write?
I like that.
We wrote Big Fat Dildo.
You don't get points, is it?
Yeah.
You get for dictator. Yeah.
You get brownie points.
You get that after joining the club.
Okay,
So everyone is done, right?
Go to the next slide, show the answer.
Okay, wait.
Remaining answers.
Go to the next slide.
We're done with the corrections, so exchange your sheets again.
So give back the sheets and then let us know your points. It's 5. Every question is 5. Unless it has a part, it's 5.
Page 10 and the part.
In the part question, it's 5 each.
Josh is right that everyone knew
It's fine.
I'm pretty sure everyone scored decently.
Okay, guys, everyone exchange sheets back.
Okay, give the sheets back
Return it.
to the respective teams.
Check your scores up there.
Yeah, return it and just start your score. Yeah, check your scores and then just
check if the score to
So go to the next slide.
okay. So just shout your team one.
So just shout your scores.
Team one.
Team 1, 0. Team 2 is 15. Team 3, 20. Team 4 also 20. Team 5, 20. Team 6 is 15.
10.
Team 7 is 10. Team 8 is 15.
Okay, so who's the lowest?
So probably this was one of the easiest rounds in the quiz.
That's why it's a calm before the
That's why it was named Calm Before the Storm.
Okay, guys, so I'll tell the points again. So, team 1 has 5 points. Team 2 has 25. Team 3 has
only one way to find it.
55. Yeah, 45. And team 4 has
45.
yeah 45. Team 10 has 30.
Team 10
40. Team 5 has okay. Team 5 has 50. And yeah. Team 6 has 25. Team 7 has 5. And team 8 has 25. Team 5 has 50.
Yeah, 5-0.
You guys got 3 of the bounces, right? Bounce and bounce. You got 3 of them.
There's a sheet over there. So the teams are
You guys, what is team? 50, yeah. It's 50 only, team 5. You guys got like 2 bounces something. Who said it from the
How do you do the something that
Hey, what's the
Which data point is it? Where do you want to write to some except for 4? Oh, here,
No, don't do sum fully because like we need the split up benefits two times. Dispute factors.
We don't have time for that.
They have the sum, right?
They have the
No, I think next one is better.
Fine, over there.
Just tell them why it's fun. I really
Who
want
is
to.
doing next one? Right, so right.
Yep.
Move on, huh? Okay, move on.
Moving on to the next round.
Everyone's ready, right? You have your sheets for song singing.
So the next round is just another dry round, but even worse. So it's called a wets for that particular reason. And again, the same rules. 8 questions, plus 10, 0 for direct, and plus 10 minus 5 for pounds. And no smoking, no drinking, no googling. And this time we'll go anti-clockwise. So we'll start with team 8, then team 7, then so on.
Bro, keep bouncing, okay? Like, if team 5 got it right, next thing is team 4. Like.
Yeah, so we'll follow the same bounce thing. We call it the Madras bounce. So if team A is direct and let's suppose team 4 answered the question, still it would be team 7's direct question. So moving on. So X is a 2-word term used to address a traditional upper class from Boston who trace their ancestry to the first English colonists who arrived in New England, North America. So they are usually associated with Anglican Church, Harvard University, elitist social clubs such as the Somerset of Boston, and Anglo-American clothing. Notable members include Samuel Adams, T.S. Eliot, and many other Bostonian snobs. So the second part of X was derived from the name of another elite class from a top of the which was the top of the societal pyramid in that society from a very different part of the world. So there's this verse from 19th century which describes the characteristics of this particular class, which goes like, and this is good old Boston, the home of the bean and the cod, where the Lowells talk only to the Cabots and the Cabots talk only to the god. And weirdly, coincidentally, this also describes the other social class I'm talking about from which they have derived their name. So identify X, give me the name of the social class, the League of Elite New England Families.
It's an alliteration.
And yeah, it's an alliteration if that helps. Alliteration. So you,
Alliterated.
Alliteration is like,
Same
team's name.
so teams bouncing. Just focus on the poem and think about another elite class which sort of has these kinds of characteristics. You have nothing to lose, please bounce. No, you will get negatives, but you will not win anything, so it doesn't matter.
It's okay, give them more insights.
So again, I'll just say focus on the poem because it coincidentally describes both the classes, and the American class derives their name from this particular elite class from another part of the world that I'm talking about. And this is good old Boston, the home of the bean and the cod, where the Lowells talk only to Cabots. And the Cabots talk only to cod.
Go to bonus.
Ask teammates.
So no more bounces, right? So bounce closes in 3, 2, 1. So teammate. Teammate, no time. Teammate. Teammate, it's a direct, please answer.
Answer part.
What?
Yeah, they got it right. You said boss. What do you say?
What did he say?
You said it right.
Just be louder.
Just louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Got it right. Say loudly now.
So team 8 gets plus 10. Then Zoshi, who pounds?
No one counts. No one counts.
Okay. So moving on. Okay, so in 1482, Leonardo da Vinci wrote a letter to the Duke of Milan to gain his patronage. So da Vinci made sure the letter focused on the strengths he had and that were more closely aligned to the Duke's needs. So the letter mainly contained a list which had his designs for siege weapons and other specifications that a Duke demanded for. Although he was well known for building for his artistic abilities and paintings and all, he did not mention them in the list. And due to this, it ultimately landed him as a role of the director of festivities in Milan. So, what was so special about this letter, and what was this the first instance of? It's Team 7's diary. Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Okay, so anybody else who is pouncing? Pounce closes in 3, 2, 1.
3 teams have gone.
Okay, so Team 7. Team 7, passing the question. Do you want to give me an answer? Should I pass the question? Okay, team 6, right? Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Resume.
This is the first resume or a curriculum vitae. Yeah.
So who got it
So
right?
team 5 gets 10 on pounds, team 4 gets 10, and team 3 minus 5.
And team 6 gets plus 10.
Team 6 gets.
Okay. So in 1985, this song became the first German song to hit number one in both USA and the UK in the respective music charts. The song was created by an artist from a neighboring country uh, in honor of one of his home country's most famous citizens, X, who is also one of the most recognizable music composers of all time. The song's lyrics was suggested that X was truly a rock star, much before the term rock star came into being. So these are the lyrics of the song. He was the first punk ever to set foot on this earth. He was a genius from the day of his birth. He could play the piano like a ring and a bell. Everybody screamed, "Come on, rock me, X." So identify X and the name. Give me the name of the song.
You guys are pausing. Yeah, you have to get the board.
So should I close the pounds? Anybody else pouncing? Last one. The pounce. So this is the final pounce. I'm not taking any more pounces. Hmm? Okay, so the pounce is closed. It's team 6 is direct, I suppose, right?
X is Amadeus and name the song is Rock Me Amadeus.
That's correct.
Teammate.
Okay, team 6 plus 10, team 5 and team 8 minus 5.
Okay. So moving on. So Mana Ashida was a Japanese child actor who played the young Mako in Guillermo del Toro's 2013 monster film Pacific Rim. Since she was Japanese, she found it difficult to pronounce Del Toro's name, who was the director of the movie. Therefore, she got his special permission to call him X-San, after a very popular Japanese animated kid fantasy film character, also a symbol of a very prominent production house whose name and aura is somewhat similar to Del Toro's. So there's an image of Del Toro on the next slide. It's not very helpful, but it's there. Okay, so pounds closes in, so you're the final pounds. Pounds is closed. So team 5. Yeah, that's correct. Team 5 and who else got?
Seven, six, five,
Five.
and 4.
Great.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, moving on. So the London Underground started operations in 1863. Initially, it started off with a particular form of infrastructure which was prominent of that time, and the infrastructure was built accordingly. So yeah, tunnels and all. However, the problem was that engineers forgot to build this particular component, which is very important in these kinds of projects. So years later, with the advent of a new technology, why the engineers thought that they kind of solved this problem, only to realize that they had failed their tribology classes and there's something called friction, because of which the temperatures inside the London Underground tunnels was rising rapidly. However, finally they inculcated this component in the London Underground, except for one line, that is the central line. So just give me what was this transition in technology which the engineers felt that is the solution to this problem? Which component did they miss while constructing the London Underground? And why does the central line does not have any, uh, you know, why does the central line does not have this component? What?
We need everything X, Y, and
Transition. Who is sponsor?
So either give me the component that is that was missing during the initial periods, and give me why central line does not have this component. Or else you can give me the transition in technology with the which the engineers felt was the solution to encounter this problem.
It's your direct. It's their direct.
Yeah, it's that.
Their direct. They're bouncing or they're not?
you guys want to pause or not?
They're bouncing.
So I'll close pounds. You're the final people to pounds. For the see, you can give me either the technology or what component they missed. I'll give you 5 points for each of either one of them, and I'll give you 5 for the center. Why did center line have this component?
So why did central line have this component? Central line doesn't have what is the missing component. So we have 1 more minute.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're.
I'll finish it next. Continue.
Okay, so our answer is snow and then rising temperatures due to global warming and melting and the gradient system.
Moving on.
They found.
So team 2. Team 1. Team 8. 7.
Why air conditioning?
And any other component? Okay, I'll pass the question.
Okay, pass. They don't pass.
So that's it.
Anyone in the audience?
Anyone in the audience? This is.
No, push.
Alright.
Dominic,
So ventilation.
From coal to electric trains. They didn't
Yeah.
write the central line.
What did it say?
They just told the transition from coal to electric.
You told him why a central line does not have this component, right?
No, they didn't tell it.
That's why I came towards it. Like I wanted to listen to your friend.
We got it.
You give like zero.
Yeah, I won't give you negatives because it's a mistake on my side. So
No, you get zero.
no, you will get zero. Like I wanted the complete thing. So the central line lies below the most important buildings of London, because of which it's not possible to build ventilators. And that's why the temperature rises to around 30-40 degrees in central line. Okay, I'm pushing to the next question. So the James Webb Telescope is going to be the largest telescope to be ever placed in space.
It is the largest. Okay,
Yeah. To be ever placed in space and 100 times more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope. Its primary mirror is so big that it would not fit into the rocket, as it was made of 18 hexagonal gold-plated beryllium mirrors. So in order to solve this logistical issue, the engineers ended up using a certain crafty solution in order to fit it. So I identify the solution that the engineers employed. So there's a picture on the next slide of the mirror.
Team 3 is there.
Yeah.
How big one mirror is? Yeah,
That's almost as big as one.
it just shows how big one mirror is. It's all
Yeah, that's it. The image is not very helpful, but
pounds.
Anyone bouncing?
just focus that it was a very big mirror. So they came up with a crafty solution in order to fit it. So if anybody's pouncing, or is Alflo's pouncing?
Okay.
6 is pouncing and you're pouncing, right? So bounce is close. Once he collects their answers, I'll come to team 3, right?
Team 3 or?
Yeah,
3. Okay, so team 3.
So maybe because the mirrors were so big, they came up with like how we do origami and fold.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. That's the crafty solution.
Team 3, Team 4, and then Team 6. Team 6.
Okay. Moving on. So this is a review by Roger Ebert that he wrote in the New York Times back in 1969 for a film called Death of a Gunfighter. So this film was marked the beginning of Alan Smithy's career as a director.
Explain what it means.
What?
Explain what SIC means.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. So Smithy went on to direct over 100 films. So this list includes some of the cringiest films that you could have possibly thought of, like spoofs, parodies, god-awful box office blunders, as well as certain cult classic movies like Meet Joe Black and Hellraiser Bloodlines. So, how was this Ubermensch, Alan Smithy, able to direct such an unrealistic number of movies? Don't focus on Ubermensch, it's just an adjective, I didn't have anything better. And in case you're confused, SIC is just basically a notation used in case you're quoting someone and they made a spelling mistake. So it's spelled as ALAN. Ebert spelled as ALLEN.
Whose direct is it?
Team 2. So just focus on the second paragraph. That review is not very helpful. He directed over 100 movies over various range of quality. I don't know.
Like when I go to that question, you say time starts.
So I'll close pounds. Okay, so you're pouncing. And pounds closes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pounds is closed. So team 2, what's your answer?
Give a rough idea, it's fine.
I'm telling you, just ignore the first paragraph. I told this before. It's just the review. So should I pass the question? Pass. So team 1. Okay, so passing to team 8. 7. Passing to team 6. Passing to team 5.
Like it was not like it's like the name is given to different people, but they're not the same person.
I'll give you points for this. So basically, whenever a director wants to disown his work, he uses this pseudonym, and that's correct. So
Do we get plus 10?
So team 4 and team 5 question.
So this is question 8. So this particular inventor, Philo Farnsworth, had envisaged his own idea of an electronic rather than a mechanical television. So he came up with this idea when he was plowing his potato field in Idaho. And he envisioned a system that had a way to broadcast lines of any image, which he called capturing light in a bottle. And his contributions were visible very evidently in many older box televisions. So, what was his idea? Like, what idea did he get while plying his fields? So, this is just a.
Once you go to the previous question. Sorry.
So the image is not that helpful.
It's a generic image of a field. So, what idea did Philo Farnsworth get while plying his field?
Give hints.
So, as I've said, that as he plowed a potato field in the manner shown in the picture, he saw a pattern in the furrows.
Telling the same pattern is in the team.
That's the answer. So the image isn't very helpful, but yeah, what comes to your mind when you see this, and how can you correlate this with the television technology?
Anyone pouncing?
I just want the funder. That's it. So 8 is pouncing.
8 is pouncing.
Then 4, are you pouncing?
4 is pounds.
Okay, 4 pounds. 3, are you pouncing? So I'm closing pounds. It's team 1's direct. What? No. Moving on to team 7.
CRT
What did you say again?
CRT
Okay, moving to team 6. Okay, team 5. Push team 4 pounds, 3 pounds, 2. Newton pounds. Okay, 3.
Is it like the static which comes?
Okay, I'll give you full points. Plus, I will give you around 5 points because you got CRT tubes correct.
So the scanning rows of light is similar to the rows of.
Yeah, and this led to the invention of a cathode ray tube display. So, so that's the end of this round. I'll give them points.
So 3, 4, and then 3, 4 get 10,
Make it 1 point.
and they get 5. Team 7 gets 5.
Okay, so meanwhile, while they're calculating the scores, I'll tell you what's going to happen in this round. So I'm going to present to you a bunch of options like this, okay? And you're supposed to pick. Go to the next one. Go next one. So I'm going to present you a bunch of options here. They're all like they're not very relevant to what the question is, at least not very directly. So whatever option you pick, we're going to direct. The thing is, we're going to start the team with the lowest points after they calculate the scores. So what's going to happen is that team, they get to target any one team they like in the remaining 7, and that team has to answer this question. But there's a catch to all this. As soon as I start talking, you're supposed to answer this under 100 seconds. Okay, we're going to start a timer right there. And so after they're done, say you go to second lowest team, whoever, they get to pick any of the remaining 6 teams because one team's already been picked for the first team. So we're going to keep doing this. You have 100 seconds, you have to pick one, and that team has to solve this. Okay. So there's no bounce in this. It's just like one direct question to one team. So in that way, every team gets a chance.
Can you repeat that answer?
Huh?
Repeat that answer.
So I'm going to present to you like. So I'm going to see. You see these options here, right? They are phrases which hyperlink you to one question. One random question is going to come. Your job is to pick one of the remaining 7 teams. You can target anyone based on whatever idea you think. If you think they're going to not get this or whatever you think, you get to target them.
Yeah, we go in increasing order of points.
So you get to pick them, and they have to answer it. And the one who's answering, they have 100 seconds to answer from the time I start reading the question. Plus 10 0.
Team 1 has least.
Yeah, and there's no bounce. It's just one direct question to one team.
Team 1 gets team 1 has slightly back.
Huh? Team 1. Okay, team 1. Team 1, guys. It's your turn to pick a team.
Pick any team and
They're the lowest score team, bro.
So team 1 has 5, team 2 has 25, team 3 has 60, team 4 has 80, team 5 also has 80, team 6 has. No, you have 80. You had 45 until the written round, and then you got 4 correct and 1 negative, right?
No, we never did anything.
You pounced on the last one. The
Yeah,
last
we got it
question.
correct. He got it plus.
They got not the last question. They got
Oh,
last.
they got it correct.
Okay, then plus 90 then.
So yeah. You guys have plus.
Yeah, yours is 95.
And then team 5 has 80, team 6 has 65, team 7 has 15, team 8 has 30.
We have the last question. We got 5 points.
They got 5 points. 20.
Which team 7 also got 5. Oh
Team
yeah,
7
this
got
is
5
CRT,
points.
right? Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with the round. So team 1, pick one of these. Whatever you think looks attractive, just pick it. It'll be fun. Okay, bro, go to 11, volley. Huh? Wait, bro. You have to pick a team for this.
You have to pick a question and pick a team.
Bro, wait. Do you not want to pick volley because the video, it's a AV question. What? It's a AV question. You take. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. Okay, which team do you want to pick in the remaining 7? Okay, team 7, you have 100 seconds starting now.
Which option?
No, after the video plays.
Yeah, after the video plays. Go to Warrior. So, we're going to be showing you a video now. Destino is an animated short film which was collaboration between two prominent artists, X and Y. Although production began in 1945, it had to wait 58 years for the release after deaths of X and Y. So eventually it was even nominated for Academy Award now, but it didn't actually win. So we're going to be showing you the video. Yeah, show the video, bro. Why is it not coming down? Just focus on aspects of the video, say art style, anything that helps you, and the way the cartoons and characters are coming in, artists, all of that. Once the video ends, I need your answer. If you don't have one, within like 10 seconds, you miss the point. That's enough, right?
That's enough actually.
Okay.
So we'll start the timer now.
Okay, you get like what 30 seconds?
No.
90 only.
Yeah.
Okay, you get 90 seconds to give us an answer now. We have started timer. There's no negative for this, okay?
So two artists who collaborated on this project, and it's very visually striking. Like you can get the two artists from this record.
You don't have any negatives, bro. Just guess off.
Charlie Chaplin and Alfred Hitchcock.
Huh? Charlie Chaplin and?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay. I mean, sorry, you didn't get that.
We tried.
Huh?
Is
No.
it Walt Disney and Stanley?
Dali and Goya.
Dali and Disney.
Oh, Disney.
That's why we call it Wall-E because it's Disney and sounds like that.
Yeah. Okay, go back to the grill. Okay, who's the lowest team?
1 second, they've got the washroom.
It's okay, you guys just pick a, wait, no.
Huh?
Lowest second is two. Yeah.
Okay, who's the next team to pick?
Team 7.
Okay, team 7, you get to pick. Okay, anyone but yourself.
Seventh one.
Huh?
7th
The
question.
seventh question.
Okay, that body's a temple. My favorite one. Go to that.
Okay, to whom? To whom?
Who do you want to target it to? Huh?
Okay, wait, our teammate, 1 second.
Bro,
You're the guest, right?
How does that
matter?
Yeah.
No, I want to be there.
Team 4, right?
huh? Come down fast. Hi, he came. Okay, start the question down.
Okay, now start the question. Go fast.
Quick. So, 3 dots and a dash. This is your question, okay? Is the name of a popular resto pub you'd find in the streets of Bangalore as well as the name of a popular drink. You have a timer also, it's going on. The origin of the drink's name gives credit to this guy who made the cocktail out of joy, okay, to celebrate the return of soldiers from World War II with success and triumph, using the drink's name to refer to a common gesture, which became a fad among the Allies among the 1940s. So I'll show you a picture of the gesture. The drink. See, you can see 3 dots and a dash. Go back to this thing. I want you to tell me what the gesture they've used and put funda on this and why it's called like 3 dots and a dash.
Okay, so can we just.
How much time do they have left?
They have 1 minute.
You have 60 seconds left. Okay.
So, the funda is it's a Morse code for win.
Okay, go on.
And gesture is. So whenever you come from, okay.
You have time, bro. You have like 20, 30, 40 seconds. You tell your full thing, I'll tell you what happened. How much time does it have? 15. Make say something.
Gesture is fist bump and.
Okay, you get parts for this. Morse code is correct.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the symbol V for victory.
Oh, that's why. It's okay.
So, yeah, good one. You get +5 team.
Yeah, +5.
Okay, third lowest team. Quick. Okay, who's the next lowest team? Okay, team 2. You get to pick any team but team 4 and team 7, and you do not get to pick Wally and 7. Team 2. The mathy thing. Who do you want it for? Okay, team 5. This question's for you. So X is very aptly named and famous chain of quick service restaurants. They are mostly famous in general for the one particular food why they make. The reason for the first part in X's name may not make sense in today's world because the funda behind the name is initially that X used to make the famous food whatever with an edible handle on it. So customers could dip it in the coffee and savor it. But in today's age, because like you have like these taller and narrower coffee cups, you can't really dip it. So like the name X, the whole company name is no longer relevant. So that's why now they even rebranded themselves by removing the last word in their name. So it's just the first word, which is like the company's name. I want you to give me the company's name. You have how many seconds left?
1 minute.
Okay, we have 50 seconds left.
Is it Starbucks?
Are you sure? Like, if you're confirming the answer, then I'm going to stop the timer there.
Yeah, it's Starbucks.
Okay, I'm sorry, you did not get that. The answer was Dunkin' Donuts. So the reason, if you're wondering why we weirdly named it, this is the equation for a torus or a donut. The equation given there. Okay. Okay, next one, quick.
Next is team 8.
Okay, team 8. You get to pick one. Pick a team that is not 5, 7, and 4. Team. Go to Sarkar Animated Edition.
Okay, wait. For whom?
For which team? Team 3. This is yours. So in 1996, X famous person he played a performance to a packed audience in Mumbai, which was his only performance in India. So his 17 song concert in Mumbai was part of his 83 show History World Tour from 96 to October 97. But the controversies started or arise even before his arrival because the organization that invited him was like receiving flack from their supporters for inviting somebody from Western culture to Mumbai. So these members asked him, like X, to pay 4 crores so that they could all do their social work through these funds. Despite all the backlash, the chief of the organization said we must accept him as an artist because his movements are so terrific, you'll end up breaking your bones if you perform like him. So I need X and I need the organization. How much time are they left with?
Left with 1 minute.
60 seconds. Go.
Okay, so X is Michael Jackson, and the organization is Live Aid is organized.
Okay, I'll give you parts so that Michael Jackson is correct. The organization was Shiv Sena. Good job. +5 to team 3, guys. Next lowest team, da.
Next is team 3.
Team 3, you get to pick somebody. Who is not team 5, team 5, 4, 8, and 7. Okay, go to Space Jam. Who do you want it for? Team 1. 7 is done. 8. Okay, go to team 8, bro. Space Jam DVD. Okay, so the great controversy of 1946 was a fight between two production studios, MGM and Warner Bros. Over two pieces of alliteratively named film sequences. In 46, both of these studios directed the films revolving around somewhat same story, similar gags, and both also featured this song, Hungarian Rhapsody, which is one of by far the hardest piano pieces to play and even composed. Without either of the problem was none of the production teams actually knew that the other was actually simultaneously directing the same thing. So they blamed each other for plagiarism, despite there's so much pure coincidence involved in the fact. So what really caused controversy is because one of them even won an Academy Award in this category, whereas the other did not even get nominated, despite all these similarities I told you. So I need you to tell me which films these two are. Teammates direct. How much time they have?
1 minute.
Okay, guys, you have 70 seconds, 60 seconds left. I want two films and be sure with your answer. You need two films with very similar themes and similar gags, and that's why there's a controversy about one winning an Academy, one not winning an Academy Award. And check if Beauty and the Beast played Hungarian Rhapsody in the movie. Be sure of that. Or film. How much time do they have?
They have
Quick.
they have 30 seconds.
Okay, guys, 20 seconds more. Okay, 10, 9. You can make a guess. Okay, sorry you guys didn't get that. So the answer was move on, drum roll. Oh, Udayan, push, move the answer. Oh, yeah. So it was Cat Concerto and Rhapsody Rabbit from Tom and Jerry, being like MGM, and then Warner Bros. Rhapsody Rabbit. They both produced the same piece, but Tom and Jerry won the Oscar, whereas Looney Tunes did not. Okay, go back. Who's the next one?
Next is Team 5.
Team who?
Team 6.
Team 6 picks someone who hasn't been picked so far. Okay, what do you want to give them? What? Fifth one, bro. Mamma Mia, go on that.
Do it faster.
Yeah. Okay, so during an F1 race in 2018, there's a rather interesting tattoo of an animated character shown. It was found in one of the Ferrari pit crew on their hands because to talk about how fast their pit stops are, and also due to the character's love for Ferrari cars in general. So I want you to tell me which character has been tattooed out. Bro, is it partly visible?
No. Finish fast.
They have 50 seconds left. Quick. If you give me a rough idea, I'll still give you some points. Okay.
So in the Cars movie, there is a car which changes tires in very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact name of the character.
Okay, so you want to stick with that?
No, it's not Lightning. No.
If you give me the car name, then I'll take that as the full answer. If you just give me this much, I'll take this as the answer. Okay, I'll give you parts for what you just said. So it was like.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, give. Okay, go back. Who's left? Who's left?
Team 5 and 4. Team 5.
Okay, team. Okay, plus 5. Yeah, whatever, plus 10. Okay, team 5 has to pick who now?
Team 4, they are only left.
Team 4 is left. Team 4 answered, no?
Yeah, team 4. We are picking.
Team 5 has to pick now.
Yeah, Team 5 has to pick.
Team 5 will pick and we only have one.
Team 5 is picking who now?
4.
4? 4 is already answered. 6. Okay, what do you want to give them?
The learn to C# or C#.
C#. Go that.
Learn to see sharp without glasses.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, hard one, but okay. X was a BBC radio comedy show that originated during from Cambridge Footlights Review of that. It first aired in 1964 in that circus. It included few men who would go on to form the Monty Python troupe. So the title of the show was derived from a common phrase that BBC announcers always used to use back in the age of live radio, because every time there's an on-air flub, they used to directly read out from their scripts while broadcasting simultaneously to make up or improvise for fumbling if they ever did that. So, in fact, you even see this today in like news broadcasts or anything. But if you ever see an on-air flub, you see this common line being used. So, the name also X also sets aptly the theme of the show, and as a very irreverent and a very loosely produced show.
50 seconds left.
40 seconds left, and I need you to give me X. Yeah. Think of any commonly used phrase if you get.
Even you have used it. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. Wait, do you want me to say if you give something roughly, it's fine. If you give anything roughly also close to what it is, I'll give you points. You have 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Yeah, bro, time's up. Sorry. You could have at least guessed. So it was. I'm sorry, I'll read that again. Yeah. Okay, okay, who's left? Okay, who you have to pick?
We have only one team to pick.
Okay, pick them.
I don't know which team they are.
Okay, which team don't answer yet?
Okay, team 2 hasn't answered it. Pick one for them.
NBA after engineering.
Okay, pick that. Nice one. I like this. Yes. Okay, so X is a famous rock or disco piece from late 1970s, and it was featured in the movie Saturday Night Fever. So since 70% of Americans don't know how to administer CPR, or because they're afraid they'll hurt a person in this process, an episode of The Office shows the number of compressions per minute, and they say that it's in the CPR, it's like the same as the beat of the song, the number of compressions per minute. So coincidentally, the song name is related to what you'd expect to see from a patient on whom CPR has been performed as well, because the song name is like very aptly titled to this. I need you to give me what the song name is. Show the image. Uzain, show the image. Okay, you have like 60 seconds left.
You must have waited some time down. What did it teach you? Fire is so early. There's a coding for fire.
How much time do you have left?
They have 30 seconds left.
Make a guess, bro. You don't have negatives on this. I'll give you a hint. It's given. It's 1970s.
I think read that part again. Song name is related to.
It's related to like CPRs and how you'd want to not die. Okay, sure with that answer.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, that completes this round. Huh?
Just be there like. No, we can't finish.
Bro, come on, bro. It'll be done faster. 5 minutes.
Okay, fine, you get 5 minutes.
Okay, guys, so. Okay, sadly, this round we only have 5 minutes to do, and it's gonna be proper hell. WTS stands for what the damn hell, okay? Just saying. Okay, let's go. Welcome to hell.
You're gonna have a bunch of variables.
There are gonna be 10 variables. Like there are a bunch of variables, +5 and 0 for guessing each variable, and bonus +5 for getting all of them right. Okay, now go. Okay, so A was an English nobleman, poet, and writer. So he's done a couple of famous works. He's very famous. Okay, he's not mainly famous for this, but he's famous. And he married Annabelle Milbank, and yeah, she was rational, mathematical. A was very romantic and free thinking. A continued affairs with a number of men and women, and which made their married life completely miserable. And in January of 1816, she left A and took their daughter with her. The scandal surrounding their separation finally made A leave England, and he never returned back. And then he settled in Villa Diodati by Lake Geneva. Okay, so this Lake Geneva was a setting for a pretty famous book. So if you have read that book, okay, everything else you get. And he went to this physician, John Polidori. In 1816, he met another British poet B and his wife C, and they spent the summer at the villa. Just 2 years before B met a watery grave in Tuscany. B is the British poet, and stuck inside the villa due to incessant rain and the wet, ungenial summer. So in 1816, Europe was completely dark, no sun at all. This was due to a certain natural calamity that happened. So it happened in Indonesia. ID this incident, that is D, variable D, and because of this, 1816 was called E. So just think of any name that comes to you, something poetic sounding, and then A proposed literary competition. This is the biggest hit, and which led to a creation of F by C. Okay, C is the wife of the British poet. Remember that, and then G, which is sick. Notice that it's intentionally misspelled by John Polidori, and the lyric H by A. So H is not crackable. Absolute guess it is. So just think of what the climate was like, and like it's somewhat related to depression and all that. And then yeah, push.
No. It's a version. Asking if we can stop it right here.
Okay. Yeah, fine. We'll stop it at this one since we don't have time.
We don't have time.
So
There have been four.
yeah, only until H. And G is, so there's this other story that's very much like, this is a sort of urban legend tale, right? So there's another story that's very much associated with this one, with this whole storyline. There's this book that's associated with this one, but was not actually written during this competition. But its predecessor was written. Okay, G. So if you imagine like what do you say? If there was a book called Porsche, okay, then this book's name would be Cars. Okay, like that. So this is a superset of a very famous specific book. The title is sort of superset. So anyone? So I'll give more hints. Mic is disturbing. You guys can hear, right? Yeah. So A is an English poet. Okay, very famous. Most people know him. Okay, and then the lyrics don't matter, and skip all the remaining parts. And then he left England. That is also helpful. And he invited a British poet B and his new wife C to spend a night at Geneva. They were at Geneva, okay? That is also very helpful. And C came up with a very famous book, very famous book during this time. And yeah, stuck due to the incessant rain and the wet, ungenial summer. That would have obviously led to like some sort of depression. And so that led to A proposing a competition, okay, a certain competition, and which led to John Polidori, the physician. So the physician is also kind of helpful. He wrote a letter. He wrote a book G. So it's about like a. So if anyone blocking hints for G, I'll give some more. Okay, fine. So the main character of G is a Romanian nobleman, and yeah. So there's this one Greek lady who falls in love with him, and yeah. So the Romania will help you a lot. So that's okay. That is G, and then H is the most generic name you can give for anything. Like, yeah, guys, 2 minutes to fill everything, and yeah, I'll focus on G and H because I think those are the hardest ones. So H, you just think of a name that would describe this, the mood during incessant rains, no sun and all that, what the mood would be. That would give you H. So that's completely guess. And then G is